Okay. Dang it. Happens to the best of us. We get nervous. Whether we're recording, whether we're playing live, whether you're sitting down in front of your guitar instructor, or even friends. Something takes us out of the present moment, we get nervous and make a mistake. So I came across this clip the other day. Actually, I watched the whole interview, Rick Beato interview with Joe Perry and Brad Whitford of Aerosmith and Joe Perry Project, and they're touring right now. And they're talking about when they were, their first album, they were in the studio recording and they got nervous because something was making them nervous. So we're going to watch the clip right now and then talk about it afterwards. But look for what was their trigger to be nervous. And they had 3 tricks to kind of get over those nerves. So let's watch the clip and then we'll come back and discuss a little bit later. So I don't have permission to use the clip yet from Rick Beato. So for right now, I'm just going to put a card up there that's queued up to the place. Go for about a minute. Once I stop talking about recording, come on back. Okay? Thanks. Bye. Legends. You know, Joe Perry and Brad Whitford. And they're talking about nerves and how it happened. And the pressure. Studio time was so precious back then. Not so much now when we can record at home. But, you know, and everybody was relying on them to get a good take. I talked about this in another video. There's pressure, self-imposed. So when that red light came on, it was a cue in their brain, oh, better not mess up. And it took them out of the present moment, and they ended up making those mistakes. Now, something that's really cool about this is that how they approached that and solved that problem, because they kind of thought, and you know, it's an elegant simplicity. Some bands would have been like, nope, they keep that red light on and we'll just keep going and doing it over and over and over and again until they get that good take. But no, they didn't. They said, just cover up the red light. How simple is that? They removed that trigger, that part of the environment out of the situation so that they could get a good take. Also, they said, we're going to run through it one more time. This is a kind of mental trick. All right, we're going to run through it one more time just to make sure we got it, and then we'll do it for real. Takes the pressure off. And then Joe said, we'll just keep the tape rolling, which you can do now when you're recording in the digital ROM. You just hit loop and it keeps going over and over and over again. So really kind of cool that the band kind of approached that and had that mentality. And that's what I wanted to talk about just briefly. Is the first thing, when you get nervous, recognize what's making you nervous. In this case, it was a red light. Sometimes it could be you're sitting across from your instructor, friends, a live audience. And we talked about that in a previous video. So recognize what's doing it, and then can you control the environment in order to remove that? Now, you're not going to remove a live audience, but what my wife used to do when she was singing, look at the spotlight. Don't look at the audience. Sometimes I would close my eyes when I was playing live. Helped us. Another instance, don't look at your instructor. Maybe when you're playing, just look to the side. Something like that. So what are your workarounds? For those of you recognize that you got nervous, and then what have you done? Comment below on that. So if you haven't watched the Rick Beato interview yet, you have to. It's a really good interview with Joe and Brad from Aerosmith and Joe Perry Project. I'm going to link to it below. Rick does such a great job. Love his channel and love the fact that he's able to interview these guys and ask them the questions that we all kind of, as musicians and guitar players, want to hear. Definitely go check that out. So really cool to just see the legends talk about when they were nervous and what they did about it, because it can help all of us out. So thanks for watching. If you made it this far in the video, please hit like and subscribe. That helps out the channel a lot. So have a blessed day, and we'll see you around.